NFL 23 on EA Sports, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Niners and the Commanders coming up next.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the San Francisco 49ers
and the Washington Commanders.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Joey Sly set to get us started, and we are underway in our nation's capital. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
So here are the 49ers now with a long field ahead. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment. Running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. McCaffrey on the counter. Despite some fast footwork, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Purdy to throw it on first down. Open man is Juwan Jennings.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Let's go.
2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Purdy. Man open. That's Deebo Samuel. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Come on, let's go.
A final shot before break. Purdy. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. Nothing is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Niners in that first half. And they didn't get a whole lot done in the rushing department in those first 2 quarters. They probably feel pretty lucky to be tied here at halftime.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
Scoreless first half. These teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Wentz bringing the Commanders up for 1st and 10.
At their own 24. Here's Wentz to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. To throw, it's Wentz.
Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. So 3 quarters in the book, still no one on the scoreboard. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here's Kwai now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. .42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Purdy to throw.
Completes it to Jennings.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that time out to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here's Purdy.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dime. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the first chance of this overtime will go to Washington as we are back underway. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
'49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. To throw is Wentz.
Finding Samuel.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 25 yards that time. Now Wentz.
Gets this to Gibson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Gibson here running out of the gun.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
One overtime. How about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment. So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. Wentz going to throw. Got his target, Samuel. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31. They picked up a 1st down and a whole lot more. Forget about just looking for the sticks. They went well beyond the stick.
I know they were talking about guarding the sticks on defense. They didn't guard them very well. They got a big-time completion on a 3rd down. That's almost a backbreaker, isn't it? In overtime, every play's importance is magnified, and that one could turn out to be huge.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a 4. Now Wentz. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, Parker?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this. All the way through. Who's going to win it? Well, we're getting overtime. Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution was pretty darn good.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
Now a first throw here in overtime.
Pass complete, Samuel.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. It returns it right back to Samuel.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Back to throw, Purdy.
Being chased out left. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
6 yards on the touchdown run. This feels like something we'd see more commonly, CD, in a college game. They give it to the receiver down here in the red zone, but it winds up successful.
Yeah, partner, I think you think it's less likely to find running space to the edge down here close to the end zone where things are so condensed. But a lot of times you end up focusing on the running backs, and they're able to slip it to the receiver, and it resulted in a touchdown.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Back onto the field now, the Commanders' offense.
And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Wentz now to throw. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin.
And he'll be held down at about the 30-yard line.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Now a timeout called for by the offense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. This to win it in overtime. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and we will play on here in overtime.
Oh, that's so deflating, Brandon, because you know he was thinking to himself, just give me a shot. Just put us in a position to win the game, and I'll get it done. But this kick, not on target, and we'll keep going here.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
So now it'll all come down to Robbie Gould. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And the kick is good. And finally, this one is over. We thought it may never end, but that kick puts the exclamation mark on it. So as it turns out, a two-play drive resulting in the field goal.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.